Hi everyone. So we are today going to discuss the slot 2 LRDI CAT 2022 paper, and from that paper this is the second set that we are gonna discuss. So it is about tokens. Let me just very quickly read the data. Six candidates: Adhara, BT, Chaya, Dhanvi, Esther, Fatima are the interviewers in the process, and which awards the funding for the new initiatives. These six interviewers individually interviews each of the candidates individually and awards a token only if she recommends a funding. A token has a face value of either 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, or 13. Each interviewer awards a token of a single face value only, and once all the six interviewers are over for a candidate, the candidate receives the funding that is 1,000 times the product of the face values of all the tokens they have received. For example, let's say the candidate receives a token with the face values of 2, 5, and 7, then they get a funding of 1,000 into 2 into 5 into 7. So that is the amount that they will be receiving. Similarly, Pragya, Kahira, Rashida, Smera, and Tantra, these were the five candidates who received all these fundings basically. The funds they received were in the descending order of 3,90,000, 2,10,000, 1,65,000, and 77,000 and 66,000. And then there are three additional factors that we know as well. So the first one, Fatima awarded the tokens to everyone except Kahira, while Adara awarded tokens to no one except Pragya. So this means Adara only gave token to Pragya, no one else she gave the token to. And Fatima gave it to everyone else except one candidate, that is Kahira. Second point, Rashida received the highest number of tokens that anyone received, but she did not receive one from Esther. So basically Esther did not give it to Rashida, but she received basically the highest number of tokens in terms of the amount basically. So you can safely say that Rashida probably received the highest funding, 3,90,000. Then BT awarded a token to Smera, but not to Kahira, while Dhanvi awarded a token to Kahira, but not to Smera. So these are the three additional pointers that you can consider to solve this one. Now, moving ahead, what we can do is, in terms of solving this set basically is, there are five questions that were there associated with this set. Three of them are which theta question. So these are those five questions. First one, how many tokens did Kahira received? Who among the following definitely received a token from BT but not from Dhanvi? Then two more theta questions about how many tokens Chaya and Smera received. And then one is which of the following could be the amount of funding that Tantra received? 66,000 or 1,65,000, and then there are four options that you can go ahead with. Now, continuing with the solution of this, there are two ways in which we can do this question probably. So if let's say I want to do it in the first method, so the first method can be, first you know the amounts from the data that you know. So amounts were 3,90,000, and I'm not writing the multiple of 1,000. Then 2,10,000, then 1,65,000, and then 77,000, and then 66,000 in the descending order if you remember, and the tokens that they received. So the idea is very simple. What you can do is you need to factorize all these numbers basically. So factorization, 390 can be broken as the multiple of 235 and then 13. So 13 5s are 65, 65 2s are 130, 133s are 390. Same goes for 210, 2357, then 3511. You would have done 31 into 5 also, but 31 is again not further divisible. So obviously this one makes more sense depending on the number of tokens also that we have. And then 77, 7 and 11, and then 66, again 11, 6 are basically. Now, if you go back to that data from statement 1, we can say that Fatima actually gave token number 3 and Adhara gave token number 13. And therefore, from this statement, what we can say that Tahira received a funding of 77,000 and Pragya received a funding of 3,90,000 basically. So this 3,90,000 is received by Pragya actually, and Kahira received a funding of 77,000. So that is something that we can also figure it out from this statement, the first statement basically. Similarly, from statement 2, what do we know? That Rashida received the highest number of tokens, and we already concluded that Pragya received a funding of 3,90,000. So we can say that Rashida received a funding of the second highest number, that is 2,10,000. So Rashida received 2,10,000. So that's your next part. Similarly, Rashida did not receive a token from Esther. That is what we know from the second point as well. So we can also say that then, considering that statement, that Esther gave token number 11 because Rashida did not receive a token from Esther and she received it from everyone else basically. So obviously token number 11 is what Esther gave. Basically Fatima gave token number 3, Adara gave token number 13, and now we know that Esther gave token number 11. That is something we know. And from the third and the last statement, what we can conclude that Dhanvi got a token number of 7 and Bethy gave a token of either 2 and 5, and similarly Chaya also gave a token of either 2 and 5. So Dhanvi got token number 7. Dhanvi got token number 7, and one of Bethy and Chaya, they both either gave a token of 2 or 5. We don't know who gave which one basically. So that's the breakup of the 6 people who gave which token basically. And now what we'll have to do is take this forward for the further solving and the screening of the data. So now, since there are only 2 candidates left for the amount of 165 and 66,000, 1 lakh 65,000 and 66,000, these are like the token and these are like the people who have got those tokens, basically the funding. So the 2 people that are left out now for us is either Smera and Tantra, and then vice versa for the second part as well, either Tantra or Smera. So that's the breakup that we have, and I think if you understand this, you will be able to answer all the questions very easily. So this was the set, and if we just very quickly go back to all the questions and seeing their answers, looking at this solution immediately, you would get all the answers in a very quick time. So now, since we are done with the solution, let's try to answer these questions. So the first question: how many tokens did Kahira receive? So if you refer the solution, you will understand the answer for that question is 2. Then second question: who among the following definitely received a token from BT but not from Dhanvi? So again, Pragya was the person who received it from BT but not from Dhanvi. Third one, how many tokens did Chaya award? So Chaya awarded 3 tokens overall. How many tokens did Smera receive? Again, that's answer is also 3. You can go back to the solution and refer all these answers. So these 3 were the theta question. One of them was MCQ. The fifth one, the last one, again from the MCQ type of questions of this set. Which of the following could be the amount of funding that Tantra received? A 66,000 or B 1,65,000. So obviously answer is both A and B because the language says could be the amount. And if you see the solution, Tantra could have got either of the 2 amounts as the funding amounts. So with this, we are done with the set as well. And again, I would suggest do give it a try all by yourself, looking at only the information and try to solve on your own. And then if you still don't understand anything, then have a look at the solution, which will definitely add a lot of learnings to your own process. Now, before we wrap this up, one small indication. So we have batches for MBA and BBA entrances. We have classes for all the entrances like CAD, ZAT, NMAT, CMAT, CET, NPAT, SNAT, TISNET. We have offline, online, both the lectures. We have mock test series training, GDPI training, mentorship, WhatsApp group. We have our classroom coaching at Borivia and Andheri. We have 2 centers. Kindly call us for the free demo session. You can Follow us on different social media handles as well. And if you like this channel, please subscribe and share it with your friends as well to receive the regular future updates. Thank you so much.